Hey, it's Tom Collins, Tycoon Network again. We're on video number 2. And just a little bit about last night. We crunched that video, that very first inaugural video. And wow, that took a long time. I wound up buying a piece of software, a video pad editor. It was nearly $100. And so, you know, we're moving along. I've got the YouTube channel more or less set up now. I had a bit of, shall I say, logistic issues with that, putting a link more or less on the bottom of the video, and I think I added a watermark too, but I'm not sure. I think it's only after you start uploading more videos where the watermark shows up, because I couldn't get that to show. Also created a splash page. I guess that's what it's called. It's just a page that's more or less private in my website. And by the way, it's the tycoons.club, so an S in there. And I'm still trying to figure out how to put the information at the bottom. I think I know how, but there's been a lot of issues with that. It's a learning curve, I'll tell you. Anyways, we've added an umbrella light, more or less, to give some more shine this way. Might brighten up the video a little bit. We have some windows over on this side here, but it's a very dull day and we're having rain, so we're not getting that sunshine or natural light that, you know, I was kind of hoping for. So, you know, all little things. I left you off at the last video saying, you know, think about that business you want to start. And I think there's a lot of people out there that just don't know what to do. They'd like to start a business, but they don't really have a good idea. You know, it's tough. You know, in my situation, when I started CT Wire Prep, I went to school for, you know, electronics, and so I worked in that industry for 12 years, and it was something that I enjoyed. Like, electronics was something, like, I had a, you know, 201 piece electronic kit my parents bought me one Christmas, so that's kind of where my passion for electronics, I guess, if you want to call it that, grew from. And so, you know, thank my parents for that. But, you know, you have to have, well, you don't have to, but in my case, I had training in the area of where I started my business. Electronic engineering. So, you know, buying a wire shop, an electronic wire shop, wasn't much of a stretch. I mean, it actually was probably less technical for me to start this business than what I was doing when I was working for the large electronic company. I was actually fixing microprocessors and computers that were larger than the normal computers that somebody was buying, and, you know, like a well, they didn't have laptops back then, but you know, just a desktop. Came in a big box, and 20 meg hard drive was the biggest at the time, and that kind of thing. So I was fixing computers and microprocessors, and they were extremely large memories on them. It was involved in video. The company that I worked for made huge projection systems for, like, theaters, like Cineplexes and stuff like that. So these were all electronic, very high-end monitors for their day, and made huge pictures. And displaced the, you know, the old one with the tape reels and all that. So that's what I was into, among other things, in electronics, because this company had a lot of other avenues, but video was their main thing. So yeah, so, you know, I had a lot of training, and the opportunity came up. I'd been working for 12 years, so, you know, it was a little tough to quit my job. Scary. And, you know, we did it though. And so, you know, you can work your way to a business more or less by getting training in an area. But what I would say, you know, that would be really wise to do is make your business around your passions. In other words, if you know something and you like to do something, you have a hobby, and you know, a lot of people think, at least I did anyways, a hobby, you're never going to make money. You know, that's not true. There's lots of things you can do. I have met people online building websites Back about 5 years ago, I started building WordPress websites I mentioned earlier. Learned how to do that. And I'm going to teach you how to do that too on another video. I'm still working on that. And you can probably find it nowadays anyways on YouTube. I mean, I did find it, but it was a lot more difficult to find back 5 years ago on how to build a WordPress website. So if you know that, then that's fine. But where I was 5 years ago was I learned how to build a WordPress website. And I was seeing all these things about, oh, make money this way and that way and blah, blah, blah. And you're kind of going, what? And so I delved into it. I wasted a little bit of money, I gotta say. Not a lot, but I joined a place, an academy. It was an online academy of people who were making money. Some of them were, a lot of them weren't. Mainly this academy had taught you how to do it using AdSense and AdWords. So basically you joined up with Google, and Google wanted you to build websites, or they were looking for websites where they could deploy those ads, those ads you see when you go to a website and there's those little green boxes and it says Google ad. Well, that's, what Google would do was, if you signed up to their program, if somebody clicked on an ad that was on your website, and your website would rank for whatever your niche was or your interest. I'll just give you a for instance, because this is one I actually built. It's not live anymore because I gave up all that stuff, because AdSense is crazy as far as I'm concerned, and that's just me, my opinion. Fishtankaquariums.biz. I registered the domain. I, built the website, and I talked about all kinds of aquarium stuff. Now, that was a passion of mine. I did have aquariums when I was a teenager. I raised swordtails, guppies, some angelfish, that kind of stuff. So I had a little bit of aquarium stuff going on. And so I knew about it, and so I started writing articles about it, and then I did make some money off of Amazon mainly. I signed up as an Amazon, what they call an affiliate marketer. In other words, my website was all about aquariums. And just checking to make sure I got the audio on this time. So I wrote articles, and I had probably 200,000 to 300,000 words in probably, I'm going to say 40 articles. And on those articles, you can put affiliate links to Amazon. But I also had the AdSense thing, which I'd put up too, and on pages, and it didn't work very well. I mean, it worked. I got about, I'd say over the course of 3 years, I got about, you get $100 checks in the mail because I'm in Canada. I think if you're in the US, you can get them some other way. But anyways, I was getting them in the mail. And so, periodically I'd get $100 in the mail. It was, money to go to the restaurant or buy a tire. Yeah, so it was okay, but you're not going to get rich doing this, sort of thing. Kind of dawned on me. You might be able to create an income stream that you could maybe use that money to throw it into investments, and over the course of time become wealthy. It take a long time though, and it's like anything, it's a lot of work. I mean, I used seed money. What I did was, there were so many people doing this, I joined a site where you just write articles for people, because I'm all right with my grammar and writing and all that sort of stuff. So every article you got about $3. I don't even know if they're around today. They might be, but I made, that's where I more or less got the money to buy the domains and and just do things. So it created my I'll call my internet spending money, was writing articles, and then doing some affiliate links to Amazon, where basically people would, if they click on, I had pictures of aquariums and all that stuff, and pumps and anything to do with aquariums, and if they clicked on it on my website, it took them to Amazon, and then Amazon looked after, oh, where'd this come from? It came from, this site, and so, they had me all registered, and so they kept accumulating, what people, whatever they bought, and all they had to do was go to Amazon. It was kind of weird at first. I discovered anyways, people were buying fly swatters and recipe books and anything that Amazon had for sale. The only thing you had to do was basically send them there. Yeah, a lot of times they did buy fish food and, you know, water pumps for aquariums and actually even aquarium kits, that kind of thing. So, you know, that's the main thrust. But surprisingly, you could look at the list of what people bought and there'd be all kinds of other stuff that weren't even related. I had about 5 websites doing that. Portablegreenhouse.org, I think it's still even there. I haven't done anything with it, but every spring we sell some portable greenhouses through Amazon. And it doesn't rank very high anymore. It used to rank pretty good, you know, and that was all about SEO and ranking and stuff like that. But you got to keep on these things and adding content, and joining the social network was one. You know, Amazon came out, or not Amazon, Google came out with all these algorithm updates like Penguin and Panda and all these things, because they're trying to get people, you know, to websites that people want to go to, not these. Just, I call them regurgitation websites, because a lot of that was kind of, you know, there were people that were just putting up websites and just plastering crap from everywhere, trying to get as many words as they can to try and rank, and it was all just, at best, very poor information. Some of it even wrong. You know, but anyways, they had niches and they tried different things, and the only ones that I saw in the academy that were successful were people that had the passion of what they liked. For instance, there was this one couple, and they were doing the same thing as me. They were making websites and writing content. You were trying to make your content good so that, you know, someone reading it would really like it and be, you know, oh, I learned something kind of thing. And so they were doing that with 4 or 5 different niches. And the husband of this couple, he was, he couldn't eat that stuff. What is that? That's in wheat that you can't eat and it gives you a stomach ache. Name escapes me, but anyways, gluten-free. That's it, gluten-free. And so he was, you know, allergic to that, whatever it is, and so he had to eat gluten-free food. And so his wife and him, you know, they were both doing this these websites and trying to make an income, and they were working at the same time too, so they would be writing articles in the evening, and they got to the point where they were making I call it a trickle income of about $300 a month, you know, which, you know, that's a lot of work. You know, you're working part-time in the evenings and you're making some money, but it's still, you know, you're not going to hang on to that for too long unless somehow it busts out, and it did for him. Okay, here's what he did. Him and his wife, because of his problem with eating, they started making recipes that were gluten-free, and so then they more or less put together a recipe book. And you know, they thought, well, this is interesting. This is something people want, and it's something that they're interested in. And so they made their, you know, an ebook of their recipes, and they put it on, I think they put it on Amazon and, you know, maybe some other places, for sure on their own website too. And they started selling this book, and wow, what a difference that made. His income went from like $300 a month to about $4,000 to $5,000 a month selling this recipe book. And so what he wound up doing then, to be even more into it, is he set up a YouTube channel, kind of what I'm doing here, except mine's about small business and entrepreneurship. His is about, and it probably still is, I haven't talked to him in probably 3 years now, but they put a camera in their kitchen and you know, bought the microphone and got the lighting, and what they did was they started cooking this stuff, making their recipes on video, and they put them up on YouTube. Well, they got a huge following on YouTube, and books were selling even more. His income went to about $10,000 a month, and this is real. So this is, you know, you're looking at about 120 grand a year, and that was 3 years ago. So where he is now, I have no idea. And then there was another fellow I met, and I'll give you the email, not the email, the website, the Universe Today. I think it's .com or .net. And this fellow, talked to him online, talked to him on Skype a little bit, and he was passionate about astronomy as a kid. And so he even had one of them telescopes you stick out in your backyard, and he's mapping the universe or whatever he's doing, and all about planets and everything. So he started around the same time I did. He made his website. He was a grown man, married with kids by then. He lives out in Vancouver somewhere. And so he started more or less a blog, which is really a website. And WordPress is a blog, by the way, and it's also a website, kind of dual purpose thing. That kind of confused me way back then too. What's the difference between a blog and a website? When there isn't really a whole lot. It's just a blog is, you know, writing mostly. But a website can have video and writing and whatever else, maybe a forum, some other things. So anyways, so this guy basically started writing about everything about the universe, how far the moon was from the sun, and you know, just everything about everything. And he has millions of words on there, and he just had AdSense. Now he did have affiliate links too for selling to companies that were selling these very big telescopes. They were worth a lot of money. And so I'm sure he sold some of them, and there's probably a pretty good commission on those, because that's what an affiliate is. You're just selling stuff for other companies that set up a program so that you can do that. There's all kinds of companies that'll do that, and I'll get into that a little more on another video. But anyways, so all he had was AdSense, and then he was making like scads of money. I mean, because his passion was that, he kept with it, and he put so many good articles out there. And then he started doing things called Google Hangouts and podcasts with all kinds of places. He even apparently has some kind of asteroid or something named after him now, and I'll see if I can remember his name. But you know, he's a very smart fellow, and he got going on it. And a lot of the academy that I was in at that time, it was about backlinking. And you're not supposed to create your own backlinks, and that's what they were doing. So they pretty much all got shut down, I believe, anyways, I think. I haven't been back to it. It's maybe out there. I should maybe check it out to see what they're doing. But it was like 25 bucks a month or something like that to be a member of this academy, and then you could talk to all these people that were doing, you know, trying to make a living on the internet. So it was interesting, and I learned a lot from, you know, how to set things up and how to do things. But for sure, one thing for sure, if you know how to write, you can make a little bit of seed money online, set up a website, do a little bit of affiliate marketing, and push people to Amazon or find places. There's another place, a whole website set up about being an affiliate, and it's called Commission Junction. I never really got going on it. At that point, I was so busy with the wire harness, I just kind of shoved everything aside for a while. And now, you know, this project that we're into here is something that's, I think anyways, going to work out well, because it's a passion of mine to start businesses and you know, help other people start businesses mainly. So that's where we're at with it. And you know, so look for your passion, and if you don't have a passion, maybe find one. Or if you have, if you're younger and you want to go to school, get an education in a discipline. Even, I'll tell you, even when you go to school, I know one fellow who went to school for surveying land. Okay, and it was a 2-year course to become a surveyor, or maybe 3, I don't know. But every day he set up a blog, and every day of that course that he went to school, he would do a summary of what he learned that day. And when he graduated, he actually had an income that was larger than any surveyor that was out there, just on AdSense. And so that was really interesting to hear about that. Would have done that when I was way back in the day. So if you're a young person, you want to do that, there's an idea right there. Take a course, do a summary, and then that course gets looked at for everybody who goes to take that course. They're looking it up and, oh, here's a guy, and he's going to give me a summary of every day of what goes on. You know, they'll tie into that and be viewing your website constantly. And then I can give you so many. There's the one lady, and this is probably rinse and repeat for a whole bunch of people, but astrology. You know, this lady just puts up, I don't know where she gets the info for it, but, you know, she puts up, you know, if you're a Virgo, you know, today's blah, 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 you know how it all goes. Well, she's got 10, 20,000 people subscribing to this thing at her blog. And blogging alone, if you have a passion, just blog about it. Set up a blog and blog about it, but set up your own blog on WordPress. buy a domain and that sort of thing. So if you don't know how to do that, I would suggest go to YouTube. And for now, until I get my video done, I would just point you to it. But go to YouTube and you can probably find the information you want. If you can't, please let me know down in the comments, and that'll probably light a fire under me to get that done. A video just about how to build a website with WordPress, and I mean everything about how to do it. Buying the domain, where you go, setting up an account with HostGator, for instance, or somebody who will host your website, and then if you need to point your domain server numbers, I can show you that, because that was complicated for me. And just all kinds of things about that. So anyways, start thinking about what you're passionate about. That would be my tip for this video, to summarize. So that alone will start you thinking down the right path, I think. So okay, until next time, remember, we're looking for tribe members, so sign up. I did make a splash page, and it should be at the bottom of the video when it started, I believe. So down at the bottom, you'd see click, and it'll take you to my splash page, I guess it's called, which I did a little reading because I want the information I'm looking for here is more serious, because if you're going to be starting a business or being involved in this tycoon network, I want to make sure I can get a hold of you. So I've asked for specific information, which a lot of times I know websites or YouTube channels or people signing up to a list, they only send their first name in and their email address probably, and I wanted more. I want to know where you live. I want to be able to contact you off the internet, so I asked for your phone number and your name, your first and last name, and your address. So that's important. It's never going to be divulged to anybody, but because of the nature of what this project is about with crowdfunding, we're going to be dealing with money, large sums of money probably, and people in general that are going to be involved in campaigns that we launch on various platforms. We need to be able to get a hold of people quickly without having to wait for somebody to open up an email. So and I think anyways, asking for that kind of information means we're serious, and it will probably look that way to you as an outsider, that we are serious, and anybody who joins this network is serious about getting into business. Okay, so for now, keep thinking about those businesses and join the tribe. Subscribe to our video channel here and spread the word. That would be the best thing. You guys have Facebook. Spread the word. Share the videos. That's the best thing you could do. We'll build the network. Again, thanks, and we'll see you next time.